God, what a mess that was. Hello, this is Endo64, and we're on at UHC Season 1, Episode 3. Not 2, Episode 3. I don't really want to go through again and explain why I'm on Episode 3 and not Episode 2. And I really am sorry for big jump, and I don't think Cooper and Cribber would get upset for me for the reason behind it, but I do not want to talk about it. It really just pisses me off that it even happened in the first place. But point is, I'm going to get back to work on this as quickly as I can. Basically, what was missed last time in the episode was we had lost 3 more people. And if you remember from the first episode, we also lost 3 people. And like the 3 people from first episode, nobody died from killing. Basically, the gist of what I was doing in the last episode was mining down in this cave system and also using a staircasing method to get to the point that I currently am at. I also lost some more health from fighting off monsters, and I got a gold apple, as you just saw. Also, what you missed from the last episode was I talked a little bit about myself specifically, how I got into Minecraft in the first place. And I'd like to try to bring that back up again, but I'm going to see how much I can physically remember, because it was a lot of information. I think it covered about 7 minutes of my video. It was just me talking about it. So some of you might be asking, how did I get to this point right here? I first started playing Minecraft in June 4th, which is kind of ironic, because since my username was Endo64, it was kind of funny then that the actual date was 6/4/2013. A little bit ironic if you think about it. But I had a hard time trying to get my Minecraft account set up, because for some reason my computer at that time wouldn't let me get into it. What I mean specifically was the web page that you would go to actually get the account would bring me over to the web page and then send me somewhere else even before I got a chance to fill out any information. And I tried this about 10 times, and I thought about just giving up for the day, but then I thought of an idea that actually worked, and it's a good thing that it worked. What I did was I had my best friend set up my account from over at his house. And that way, all I had to do was just send him text messages back and forth regarding the information that was needed. And once that was all done, my account was all set up. And we have Endo64. From there, I was on a multiplayer server called Metrocraft, which actually was the first multiplayer server that I have ever been on. And I was on that for about 3 months. And the total amount of time altogether that I was on was about 220 some hours. 220 some. I don't know the exact figures of how many minutes and seconds I was on there, but it was around that amount. You could say I was kind of devoted to the server, but one of the problems that we had was the updates would take too long to update, and then I just spent a couple weeks at a time, maybe like 2 at the max, waiting for them to update to the next update, and eventually I just gave up because they let it go a little bit too far. From there, I then went to other servers such as Mineplex, the Hive, which both are servers that you've seen me do my videos on. And mostly that was, for the most part, the only servers that I went on. How I got to this physical group, however, is an add-on story to it. Mineplex at one point came up with an update, and they added in several games. One of the games that they added was paintball. First time I played that game, I stunk, because I think mostly everyone did stink because they didn't know how to play it in some cases. But after a while of playing it, I got pretty good. I kept playing it more and more and then I started recognizing people's names, like I did when I was on the Herobrine for the Hive. One of those names in particular that I remember was Mrs. Bajan Canadian. Now, all of you probably know her by now as Jenna. She's been in a couple of my videos, a couple of Galaxy Guns videos, and a couple of Malibu Kids videos, or should I say Cooper's videos. Point was, at that point, I finally had the inspiration and the drive, I don't know what word you would specifically call it, but I finally came up with the idea to start Skyping with, as you would say, complete strangers. And it sounds kind of odd in the first place, but I'm actually kind of glad I did. From there, I had met a whole bunch of other people as well that was associated with the group, and we all got along pretty fine. The first time I was specifically with the group was December 2nd, which from this current date means I've been with that group longer than I've been on Metrocraft. So that shows some devotion as well. Of course, eventually, as time went by, we also met other people as well. Galaxy Gun is one of the people that, in fact, Jenna and I met on our own. Nick Pickin' Dragons was part of the group as well, but we added Galaxy Gun in after he left. And boy, was that probably one of the best things that we could probably do, because of the fact that he had a connection to a whole bunch of other YouTubers as well. One of which, if I remember my facts correctly, I don't know, was Kriva. And I can't remember what we first were doing with him. Yeah, I can't remember really. But you all have seen Kriva before. He's been in Cooper's videos. He's been in my videos, specifically the Pixelmon videos. Trying to think of what else that we've done. Well, anyways, his friend Cooper, or should I say Malibu Kid. Oh, someone just left, that's all it was. People have been doing that a good bit on this. Was also a YouTuber. And eventually at this point we were throwing the ideas around of having a ultra hardcore. So we had it on his server, which is currently obviously what we're on right now. It was all one big mess, as you could probably tell from him and everyone else that you've seen videos of, because of the fact that everyone kept getting the facts changed around, like the time we were playing, the date we were playing. We had a lot of change, like a lot of physical changes. And I got to the point where I was just kind of pitching in a little bit on my own to try to keep every single detail straight. But as you can tell, I'm still doing pretty good right now. And as you can also see, we are at, I think, top 10 or 11. I'm thinking we're top 11 because I forgot if Erlen's name showed up. But I think it's top 10, yeah. Because Erlen's back in and there were 16 people and there's a total of 6 dead. Now, since I forgot to do this the first episode, the first 3 people that had died in episode 1 were Creepers, Lucas, and Chowders. And in the last episode that I had to get rid of, for reasons that I really do not want to discuss, the 3 people that died then were Enderflames, Tylax, and Connor. Now, as far as I can tell, even though I've been babbling a lot, I've been sort of paying attention to the screen and nobody else has died yet. So we're still at the top 10, and there's a zombie after me. Now, the door. Some of you might be wondering why I put a door right over there. As you saw previously in the episode as I was babbling, there was a skeleton that was coming after me. And what you were seeing was me opening and shutting the door, so that way the skeleton couldn't shoot off an arrow, even though he ended up doing. Because this is the first time I just came up with the idea. But that way, not only would he keep out monsters, because a zombie takes a little bit of time to break down a door, but if somebody else, like another player, was coming, they would have to break down, well, not break down, well, they could break down. They could break down or open the door, and I would hear that. through my headset or earbuds, which now from this point on is going to be my earbuds. Because of the fact that many of you already know, it's the damn headset that's the reason why I'm doing this voiceover. I was giving a little bit of thought on how to make the videos more interesting, and to be honest, there's not really anything else I can do to make the video more interesting. Specifically, me trying to make it more interesting was the reason why I had to remove my video in the first place. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about it at all. So, because of the fact I'm just treating this as my first time doing something this big of a deal, and considering the fact that I would see it as punishment since I never checked my mic before I started recording, this is basically what I'm going to do. Basically just leave it go. Although I will say, like the first episode, there was no background sound, and pardon the garage door, there's no background sound on the first video. I think from this point on I should probably leave the background sound on, because it would make it a little bit easier for the viewers to hear exactly what I was hearing throughout the episode. And there I go again, dropping myself down to 3.5 hearts. I still have the apple on me, which is a good thing. Haven't lost that yet. Speaking of silence, people that have seen my videos, you know that there's some sort of weird background noise. I believe that background noise you're hearing is the laptop itself, like the laptop running. But there's nothing really I can do about it. The only way for it to not make a noise like that is to not have something running. And we just lost... Oh, we lost 2 players. Oh, crap, we just lost 3 players. Wow. Not only was a team completely eliminated while I was babbling once again, but all 3 of them died from zombies. And more monsters are the cause of making this series terrible. But as I was saying with my microphone, there's possibly no physical way for the background noise to disappear except for my computer to not be on. Obviously, I can't record if my computer's not on. So you guys are just going to have to deal with the background noise until when I just stop recording. And to be honest, after dealing with crap from yesterday, and messing around with all of this stuff, with the mic not working in the first place, I actually contemplated the thought of stopping recording, but really there's no point for me to stop recording. There's no real harm to it. So I don't see any real harm to it. I mean, it might be slight harm that people know my name in real life from other people's videos, but I've kind of left it go, because how many people in the world are named what my name is? A lot of people. How many people around the world are the same name as me and also play Minecraft? Still a lot of people. So basically weighing out the odds of that even happening are like slim to none. Another thing that might have been a big deal was my age. Just to keep it simple, I'll just say this. I'm no longer in high school. I didn't drop out, I graduated. We'll just leave it at that. Because that's in fact a true statement, but that's as much as I'm going to say. Now, what I do believe that I'm doing is I'm backtracking through here once I realized how much the door method actually worked. And basically, I was putting that door method into action with all the past areas that I've been. That way, if someone was in fact coming behind me, they'd open a series or they'd break a series of doors and I'd still be able to hear it through the microphone, giving me plenty of time to see who it is, where they are, and then weigh out my odds as to how much time I'd actually stand against them. By this point, I can't really tell if it's daytime or nighttime, because as you just heard, there's a pig in the background. but that doesn't mean anything because of the fact that pics can still appear at night. And looking through here, it was still nighttime. It's night. It's night. It was something that really bugs me. Because I've been in the Skype calls for over 3 months, hearing the Skype thing go off when I'm watching one of my videos to edit out certain stuff, it really actually bugs me. Because, oh my god, the phone. Alright, someone answered the phone. Okay, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the Skype thing. It bugs me because of the fact that my first reaction is to stop what I'm doing, sort of, and look at the icon to see if something appeared. And of course, when that happened, through the playback, I thought somebody was messaging me. But I believe it was just people in the background that are in the whole group call thing, just messaging back and forth. You know, it's actually kind of funny. You should see my webcam, if it's even on right now. I have it covered up specifically for reasons such as people trying to hack into my computer and looking through my webcam, and I really don't want that happening in the first place, so I just have like this sticky note over top of it so nobody can see through it. But as I'm speaking right now, I'm moving my hands around, changing the position I'm sitting in. It's kind of funny. But I think I'm probably not the only one that would do that too. And there goes that Skype thing again. Well, I have succeeded in taking something that originally was 7 minutes long. The story that I was telling about how I got started on Minecraft was about 7 minutes long on episode 2, and extending on it and adding on to it so that way, well, like this is actually kind of cool too. Just blocked it off so the skeleton couldn't get to me. But I took that and I basically just doubled my time speaking. Just from speaking randomly, awkwardly, bad habit, I know, I don't have any control over it. Anyways, the point is, originally I thought this was going to take me 7 minutes to do. Originally I thought this video was going to take 40 minutes for me to do the voiceover work. Looking at the time, it actually looks like it took me about 30 minutes to do. So it's a little bit less time than I thought. But the plus side is that we're coming up to the last minute and a half. Hold on, let me double check. No, we're just past the 2 minute point. So, yeah. I don't know why I'm making a crafting table. Jeez, the dang Skype thing. Anyways, if you liked the video, please hit the like button at the bottom of your screen. Also, subscribe to my channel if you have not done so yet. Please recommend, oh, a lot of lag there. Also, please recommend my channel to some of your friends, because that way I could probably get me more subscribers. And 60 minutes have elapsed, but I still have a minute because Cooper failed to physically count the time right, should I say. That was not my fault, that's not his fault, just the way we had this all set up was messed up. I would also like to say follow me on Twitter at Endo64Minecraft, but not to sound like a quitter, I'm not sure there's a point anymore, because I've done a whole bunch of videos, and following on Twitter is a lot easier than subscribing on here, basically. Well, sort of, since mostly everyone already has a Twitter account, not everyone has a YouTube account. But I only have 3 followers on YouTube, one of which I actually know watches the videos in the first place. So it's just kind of like wasting breath putting it out, but I might still do it. Who knows? And we're coming left on the last 15 seconds of the video. But yeah, I'm going to have to end up doing this again for episode 4. And as you can see, Cooper's going to mess up the time, but yeah, bye.